So I think it's very important to look for the potential of the people you're hiring. Okay, I need to see if you are able to think by yourself, if you're a problem solver. So I'm Diane, I'm 36 years old, and I'm originally from France, but I've been living abroad since 2017. So it's been a while, first in Malaysia, then in Thailand, and now in Shenzhen, China. And I moved here with my husband and our puppy, who are in the back, for health reasons, actually, medical reasons. Before that, I worked as a change management manager in the health industries in very big companies like Sanofi, which is an international French-American company. Right now, where I am today, never could I have imagined 3 or 5 years ago that I would be here, married with our dog in a completely new, different country, and that my career would have changed so much. From change management and operations to being head of operations and starting my own digital marketing agency in Malaysia, going to Thailand to grow it. These were opportunities that people brought to me, but that I was able as well to seize, to see, and to really catch and make mine.
What is the first country that you went from France?
So where I really lived, I first went to Austria. So it's a small country in the middle of Europe, very famous for ski resorts and for its wine as well. Because the first language I studied at school is actually German. And I really wanted to practice my German by living in Austria and studying there. I spent 1 year there, then back in France, where I worked for 4 years. And then I moved to Malaysia, where I worked for also 4 years. Then Thailand, and now China. But I've been traveling all my life, and especially in Europe, it's very easy. Thanks to a European passport, you can easily just cross borders and from Paris or Lille, where I was studying, go to London or go to Brussels, go to Berlin just for the weekend. And that's how I've been traveling, I would say, my whole life. I'm a bit of a travel addict.
Is it easy for you to land a job in those countries?
So I found the job before moving first to Malaysia when I was in France. And then it's because the job I had in Malaysia with my digital marketing agency, we expanded it so fast, it grew so fast that we needed a general manager in Thailand to grow the business there. So that's why I went there. And from there on, it's also very easy, I think, in Malaysia or in Thailand to have regional roles. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything yet in China, but it's also not my priority right now. Right now, it's recovery and for my husband, who has been through a very, very hard surgery a few months ago. So we're focusing on him, focusing on just getting healthy again, and then we'll talk about business.
Why did you choose to come to mainland China to get surgery?
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. First, we wanted to go to Hong Kong because my husband's family is from Hong Kong. But first, the prices are very expensive. Secondly, in terms of recovery, I think that being in a city that's easy to live in, with a lot of green spaces, nature, it's also part of your mental recovery. When you're physically ill, you want to make everything around you easy. And that's the case in Shenzhen. It's easy to go around, to find a cab, to take the subway. It's easy to walk our dog. It's easy to go to the park. So that's what we wanted, like make things easy for us. It's also very safe. We really feel at home. We have all the convenient parts of being in a big city, and as well feeling sometimes in the countryside by just going to the park and spending half a day there. We also decided to go to Shenzhen because the volume of the patients treated by doctors in Shenzhen is much higher than in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is small. It's a small city, and so the number of cases for a specific surgery is not that high. Whereas here in mainland China, especially in Shenzhen, where you have very good doctors, they do volumes of it. So they practice it. They know the topic very well. They know how to perform the surgeries, and it's also cheaper.
Is your insurance covering all the expense of the surgery?
So that's I would advise that you should have a good insurance though, because no, it was not covered, unfortunately. But I think that's a problem that a lot of people find with insurances. Ours, based in Thailand, because we were living in Thailand together, didn't want to really understand the problem and said no to the surgery. So unfortunately, they don't cover it.
How much percentage does the insurance can cover the cost?
So they would have covered up to a certain amount. And different things would have been covered. For instance, they cover part of the surgery up to a certain amount. They cover the stay at the hospital up to a certain amount. But unfortunately, because they refused the case, then we were not covered at all. Even though we told them ahead of the surgery to get their approval, it didn't work out. So yes, really, if we had the opportunity to do it again, I think we would choose another insurance, to be very honest. I think that this Thai insurance was good for Thailand itself, but not for something abroad.
Most of the expertise are in maybe Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou, those capital city of different provinces. And why did you choose Shenzhen? You know, some people in Shenzhen may go to see the doctors in those cities.
Well, we could not travel a lot from Hong Kong once we were in Hong Kong because of the health of my husband. So Shenzhen is just an hour and a half away from where we were in Hong Kong. He was not allowed to take the plane or the train, so that's why we went to Shenzhen. Beida, the Peking University Hospital of Shenzhen, is at a very good level, to be honest. So I mean, we found people who are very good at this specific surgery, which is called a laminoplasty. It's a surgery of the spine surgery, and they do hundreds of each doctor operates hundreds of patients every year. So we're very satisfied with it.
Wow.
But yes, we also considered why not Shanghai or Beijing. Also, I have to say that for spine surgeries, because it touches bones, you don't want to be in a climate that is too cold or too humid. So Shanghai and Beijing at that time of the year when we had the surgery end of March, it was still too cold. And I think for the recovery it was not proper enough. Even if at the time, anyway, we couldn't fly.
Speaking of your career, most Chinese people are still curious about working from office. Is it easy for you to land a job that can just allow you to work from offices?
Actually, when I became head of operations of my own marketing agency, so we were 4 co-founders in total, and as head of operations at the time, I was already implementing flexible work from home, because it's also a job where you can work from home. You don't really need to be at the office unless you receive clients at the office. Or you visit clients at their own offices. However, during that time, that's also when COVID hit. So with COVID, we were anyway all at home. And so I think it's something that we started doing anyway, almost naturally. The transition from flexible office and work office, home office, to purely home office. I would say that now my preference, if I am able to find a job in China, whether it's with a Chinese company or international company, I would like it to be either fully remote or hybrid. Partly remote, partly at the office. I don't see myself going back to the office every day anymore. And I think that in my fields, whether it's change management or marketing or anything related to digital and tech, I can find it, something fully remote.
You know, for Chinese people to land a job, for example, in Hong Kong or in foreign countries, it is really hard for us to do that. So comparing to other foreigners, what do you think is your strength or advantage in landing a job in foreign countries? Did you acquire any certificate or diploma, any kind of?
I think that now, with my level of experience, my experience, and what I have achieved, in the past speaks by itself. So they rarely ask for diplomas anymore. Of course, they look at it, but this is not something that people are going to look at all. So I worked after co-founding my digital marketing agency. I worked for other companies, and what they wanted was just to look at the results I had achieved in my previous companies. How much growth did I achieve? How many people was I able to hire and to grow in the company? What was my team performance? And of course, how do I speak English, and which other languages do I speak? So French, German, English, and now I have to learn Chinese. But I think that now it's more about the experience and how you can present the results that you have achieved in your previous experiences, and how you are able to apply these results to the new company you are applying for. For instance, the health sector was very different from founding or co-founding a digital marketing agency. But because change management in the health industry where I was very close to what I wanted to achieve with this digital marketing agency and being head of operations of it, these are very close. So how do you make your future employer or co-founders relate to your previous experiences and value them in order to show that you have the capability or the potential to learn and to apply what you have learned in the past to a new context, a new industry, a new sector, a new job, a new level in hierarchy.
As a co-founder of a company, what do you see the most for employees when you are hiring?
So I'm really looking for the potential. Okay, I need to see if you are able to think by yourself, if you are a problem solver. I don't want people, especially when you're at the level of co-founders or VP, you don't want people to come to you with problems without already thinking of a few solutions. You want people to come and say, "Oh, I have this issue. I'm thinking to do this and this. What do you think?" And that's what I look for in the team. And potential, because I think that organically, when you make your team grow, you grow as well. So for instance, if you're a team manager and you grow your team so well, you train them so well that they improve over time, they will of course get promotions, but you as well will be organically promoted. So I think it's very important to look for the potential of the people you're hiring, not necessarily all the results. And that's also why you are able then to choose juniors and more senior people. Even juniors, you can hire them, mold them, and see the potential in them.
As a traveler all around the world, could you share your feeling of leaving your own country for many years? How does that feel? How often do you go back to your own country?
I don't go back very often, even though I still have family there. But my brother and my sister lives abroad, she lives in New York, and my brother travels a lot, notably to Bangkok, to Hong Kong, to New York as well. So we don't really feel the need I don't really feel the need to go back to France. However, I do keep in touch with the French community wherever I go. So for instance, when I arrived in Malaysia and when I started to take more responsibilities in my companies, I became a member of what we call French Tech, which is an international network of business people in tech, in the technology in the very large meaning of it. It can be health tech, it can be green tech, it can be just anything in digital. And it's a community of volunteers, and we just organize events, help each other out if you have any questions regarding regulations, new laws, how to get settled in a country. And so there are networks, chapters of that network, for instance, in Malaysia, one that I co-founded in Malaysia. I was also part of the board of the French Tech Bangkok, and now I'm also part of the French Tech Hong Kong Shenzhen. So I keep in touch like that with the French community. Nowadays, far less, I have to say, because it's not my priority. My priority is the health of my husband and getting settled here, and afterwards we will see. But yeah, there is no, thanks to social media, thanks to communities like that already existing, it's easy to keep in touch with the French culture, with the French language, and I have to say that French, we really stick together when we're abroad. So when you see a group of French people together, they will automatically speak French. They will gather around a glass of wine. They're very French things. So yeah, it's quite pleasant actually to feel this route all around the world thanks to these networks.
Do you feel as unsettled when you are switching from one country to another country sometimes?
Yes, in some ways, always in some ways, because you need to get acquainted with the people, redo your whole network. Sometimes you arrive, you already know a few people, and that's the beauty of international networks. But otherwise, yes, I mean, you need to relearn everything, observe a lot, observe how people behave, what are their habits in terms of work, even like very, very stupid things. Do they cross the road when when the light is red or not, or do they wait for the light to be green? These kind of things you need to just align a little bit. It takes a few weeks, I think, but it comes quite. I mean, the more you travel, the faster you get acquainted with all these differences.
Do you have any suggestion for those starters who are wishing or planning to go abroad to live and work in different countries?
I think dare to go abroad. Maybe before you settle somewhere, visit it. Ensure that you don't fall for a scam as well. I know I've heard awful stories of people falling for scam jobs, but otherwise dare to go, because most of the time you will be pleasantly surprised, and it will be valuable for you to enrich your own life and widen your horizons, but also for your job. It's extremely valuable for an employer to see that you have been dealing with different mindsets, different ways of working, different cultures. You've been able to learn a new language. So yes, definitely go. Just dare to go abroad.
Is language a very big barrier to lead a life in a different country?
It can be. I would say that in China it's not that easy, because a lot of Chinese people barely speak English. Your English is perfect, but it can be difficult. However, I also think that everywhere you go, you have the possibility to download apps and learn a little bit by yourself. And then, well, yes, with the internet, almost everything can be translated instantly. So it's very, very convenient. I think that it's interesting anyway to know a few words in any country that you live in. So I learned a little bit of Bahasa when I was in Malaysia, a little bit of Thai as well, because it also put the other people in a better mood when they see that you're making the effort to start a conversation in their own language.
Thank you very much, and wish you a good life and as well as good health.
Oh, thank you very much. Sit, Lucky, sit. Come on. Sit. Good boy. So this is Lucky. He's a rescue from Malaysia. I found him in the streets, and we're now friends for life. So he traveled from Malaysia to Thailand, and from Thailand to Shenzhen again. He's quite an international dog. But he understands English mainly. He understands a little bit of French too. When I scold him in French. And yes, I mean, it's very important. I think when you commit to having a pet, it is a commitment for the dog. So as much as possible, even though you cannot know what life will bring you, try to understand that it's an animal with a soul that is going to live for 15, 20 years for cats. So it is a commitment that's very important for your life. So if you want to travel, take that into account. Maybe choose, if you want to live in an apartment, if you want to travel a lot, maybe choose a smaller animal. If you want any animal, choose a smaller one that you can easily leave to a friend or to a pet hotel. Actually, Lucky is still a medium size, so it's quite easy to find people who want to keep him, and he's very well behaved now. So yeah, it's very easy to find people to take care of him while we travel. And Yeah, new adventures now in China. He's discovering Shenzhen. He discovered quite many parks, and we can wait to take him on trips as well around China.
Thank you.